y'all, it's Shayla here with Old Pecan Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about our butcher pigs. If you missed the last video, it was on castrating the pigs. And then the one before that is how much it costs to raise a butcher pig. So we got some bulk feed, and we're just going to kind of cover the castration, the recovery, and then the bulk feed and where we're at right now. So when we did the pig castration, I had some messages sent to me privately about it, and about how they were in pain and stuff. Well, pigs squeal. If you've never been around a pig, if you've never raised pigs, they squeal. That's just what they do. They don't like being picked up. They don't like being, they do like being pet once you got them tame, but they don't like being moved around a whole lot other than being pet. And so, as you've seen in the previous video, he was held down on his back, which he was really calm, and until Dakota started slicing. And at that point, you know, I'm sure he felt a sting, but I think when he started squirming a little bit from that sting, he realized that he was held down and he didn't like it, and then he just kept squealing from then on, because that scalpel is very sharp and he shouldn't have felt too much other than a small sting until the ending part, which I won't go into detail. If you want to go back and watch it, you're welcome to. So that's just how pigs are. It's not a fun thing to do. It's not something we enjoy doing. It's not something that we take lightly, but it's something that has to be done. If you're planning to raise pigs, if you're squeamish or if you can't handle that stuff, you know, you can go down to the vet, but you just need to remember that when you do that, you have to calculate in the cost. And that's my sister-in-law that shows pigs. She said it's $40 to have the pigs neutered. They also said that pigs do not handle sedation very well at all. They a lot of times they don't come out of sedation very well, and so they do. I mean, haven't had it done, but I'm assuming they just give them a numbing shot. And if you have never had a numbing shot that you remember, that you're old enough to remember, then I'm going to tell you right now, that burns. It just burns so bad. I've had it done, at least 4 or 5 times that I was old enough to remember, and it's not fun at all. I don't recommend the shot, especially down there. It's a real sensitive area. I'm sure that hurt. I'm sure the shots hurt more than the scalpel and the yanking really quick, because that's done and over with. You know, maybe it's kind of equal. I don't know. I can tell you that as soon as we put them back in the garden, they were perfectly fine, went straight back to eating. We came out the next day, checked on them, perfectly fine, no bleeding, everything's good on them. And you know, we just like in the movies, we use a call every time we feed them scraps and stuff. We'll holler "Suey," and they'll come running. So they still know that. They're still coming up, they're still wagging their tails, so they're not too offended. But it is something that has to be done, so that's something that you do need to keep in mind. Even if you think that you are going to just take them to the vet every time something comes up with any of your animals, you got to be prepared, because in our experience, more than not, we've had problems happen between Friday evening and Sunday morning. And, you know, at that point, we really got to figure it out. You know, sometimes, as hard as it is to say, sometimes it's not worth the cost of the emergency vet bill versus the animal. Some animals, you know, you really got to outweigh when you're running a business and you're farming. You know, maybe if it's a family dog, it's a little bit different story for some people, but that's just part of farming and homesteading and business. And so just be prepared for that. Keep that in mind. And then, so the feed. So if you'll go back 2 videos, you'll see our video about the bulk feed we purchased locally at our feed store. And we got a 1,000-pound sack of bulk feed. It's got some molasses and corn and I forget it. It's a big combination of feed. We filled up our pig feeder, which I think, what did we say? You'll have to go back and watch the video, or I'll put it below right here to where you can see. We got it filled up. It's been exactly 3 weeks today, and it's empty. And so we're gonna get that filled up here in just a minute, and then we'll take a look at the pigs. You can see how they're doing after the castration, and if I can catch one, we'll look at their wounds and see how it healed up. But yep, so right now at 3 weeks, I think we calculated that was just a little over 4 pounds per day, which is great. That's a good gain. We still haven't weighed the pigs, which we should have done. Maybe we'll try to get that done and put that in the end of this video, or maybe we'll save it for the next video. But that's about 4 pounds a day, which is about, our goal was 4 to 5 pounds per day per pig. And so that worked, that came out just right. And so I'm gonna go, I'm actually sitting on their feed right now. I'm gonna go dump that in there. I am gonna move the feeder. I left it down there by the gate in the corner, and the Coonies and Bailey have been trying to rip that fence down to get to the feed. So we're gonna get it over here out of the way where they can't even attempt, because those little piglets are just, they're spilling it all, and then they eat it up later on the ground. So we're gonna get that moved. And also they're starting to drink a lot more water, so I'm gonna try to get a bigger water pan out here. But yeah, so far that last 3 weeks, I'm guessing the next time we have to fill the feeder up, it'll be probably 2.5 weeks now that they're just getting bigger and bigger. And but we'll keep you updated on that. I'm gonna go fill this up, and we'll be right back. Look at these jealous babies. What are you guys doing? You don't need any food. Charlotte and Bailey fight constantly. It's hilarious. Whoops. Peaches has a little problem chasing chickens a little bit. We're still trying to correct that. She hasn't killed one yet, but she gets hold of them occasionally. So I was saying, Peaches. Burris and Bailey like to fight a lot. It's pretty funny. Charlotte here is much quieter and calmer. Bailey here is supposed to be having some piglets. I'm a little anxious because she was laying out in the pasture the other day, and she looked fully dilated to me, and she looked like she was about to have them. But now she's back down. I'm not sure if she was trying to go into early labor or what, but she hasn't. She still looks good. Babies are still moving. So I'm not sure what that was about. I'm not sure the day he bred her, Dakota thought it was much earlier than it was, and that clearly was not the case, because that doesn't calculate up together at all. So should be any day now. Keeping an eye on her, trying to make sure she's still walking around good. But this is where they actually, Bailey had broken that fence right there and come in here and snuck her a little bit of feed. But you can see the pigs rooting up, and for some reason they're rooting up right along the edge of the fence in here. And these piglets have been spilling feed all over right here. I know it's bright and it probably doesn't show up very well on camera, but then these ones try to eat it through the fence. Huh, Burris? Yeah. Would y'all just look at that? She's sitting, asking for a treat so politely. I have to get him some here in a minute. Well, we got Levi here. He's gonna see if he can catch one of these pigs. I tried to swipe one up, but the jig was up. See if you can catch him, Levi. Nope. Nope. they're not super friendly, but they will come up to the fence when they are called. So anyway, I'll try to get zoomed in on this, on their rear end here in a second, so you can kind of see what that looks like after, gosh, it's been just a little over a week. And then, and I'll show you the feeder real quick. If I can sneak up behind them. Leave I go that way, Bubba. So, I'll get a shot on their rear end here. There you go. You can see, you can briefly see, it's nice and clean back there. There's no wounds. Fisher, what you doing? And when Dakota gets home, maybe I'll catch them and take a picture of what it looks like today. But I'll show you the feed really quick. Nice and full again. And we'll let you know how long this lasts and keep track all the way until the butcher date. We'll keep track of it all the way through. Let me get over here in the shade. Woo! Okay. So we'll make sure to keep you up to date all the way up to the butcher date, which will be April 5th. And we'll let you know the cost and full breakdown from beginning to end on paper, in case you missed all these videos. But just so you don't miss the videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Click the bell for future notifications. We got some other great videos coming up. We're going to talk about homeschooling and making homemade products. It'll be my first time making a lot, but you can follow along with me and maybe it'll give you some ideas. But for now, we'll catch you next time.